What else did this doctor do? He blocked Coach Grant, can't see his profile no more. Think that's gonna stop me, doctor? More spews for more views. You know how mad I am right now? Coach Greg, and today we're going to talk about weight loss essentials. Essentially, we're going to discuss what's more important, the quality of the calories we're eating or the quantity of the calories that we're eating. Why the topic? Well, a guy named James Colantonio, he's a doctor. He says it's not about calories in, calories out. It's really about hormones and eating whole foods. Stop blaming a calorie surplus or overeating as a cause of obesity. Well, the only way to get obese is to eat in a calorie surplus. We all know that. You can't break the laws of thermodynamics. But he's saying stop blaming that. Well, you kind of got to blame that because that is, in fact, how you gain weight. You can't argue about that. That's okay. I gave him the benefit of the doubt at this point. What's the cause of overeating? So why not get to the root of the problem? Why do we overeat? Let's solve that problem, and then we won't overeat in the first place. If we don't get into the surplus in the first place, we won't become obese. So yeah, that made sense. I was okay with that. Processed foods, refined carbs, sugar, and seed oils. Those are the real offenders. Stop blaming calories, he said. So that on its own, that was okay. It's okay. But you have to dig a bit further. What else did he post? Eating 3,000 calories from salmon and broccoli is not the same as 3,000 calories from Twinkies. It's not about calories, it's about where the calories are from. Yeah, everyone knows that. If you just eat Twinkies or licorice or just drink alcohol and don't eat any protein and all you eat shit, you're going to look like shit. You need healthy food to be healthy. We all know that. But his problem, the problem he goes wrong is he's suggesting that being in a calorie deficit, you won't lose weight if it's from junk. So this is what really pissed me off. In the comment section, one of the commenters, whose comment has since been deleted, yeah, he deleted the comment, but this is what the comment said. I lost weight, I was eating pizza and processed food, and I lost weight. So I don't understand. I was in a calorie deficit, eating pizza and processed food, and I lost weight. So the doctor wrote back and said, hey, what happened is you lost muscle and gained body fat, and that's why you lost weight. You didn't actually lose fat. But then the guy wrote back and said, I had my body fat percentage tested and it went down. And then the doctor wrote back and said, no, that's not possible because if you're eating at a deficit and it's from processed food, you can't lose fat. Then the guy wrote back and said, but I thought that body fat testing was a way of deciding if you're losing fat. I don't understand. It continued to go back and forth, and the doctor just wouldn't back down. The doctor's literally saying, if you're in a calorie deficit and it's from junk food, you can't lose fat. But it's calories in, calories out. And guess what happened? He deleted all the comments. I have DMs from people commenting and said, hey, my comment was taken down where I was arguing with them. And he blocked me. What else did this doctor do? He blocked Coach Grant, can't see his profile no more. Think that's going to stop me, doctor? More spews for more views. You know how mad I am right now? There are numerous metabolic experiments where they force feed participants thousands of excess calories and there's barely any weight gain. Why? No, that's not actually true. If you eat thousands of excess calories a day, you're gonna gain a lot of weight. Not a little bit, a lot. What the doctor's saying is if you eat extra calories, but it's from whole foods, that your metabolism, it just speeds up, it just burns it off. So if you eat a shit ton of salmon, 4,000 calories a day, no problem. Metabolism, it just melts it away, burns it off. Poof. It's magic. That's what he's saying. But if you eat your excess calories from refined carbs, processed foods, you're gonna just store all that as fat. So what's the doc's answer? Just eat whole foods. You know, steaks, eggs, bacon, salmon, avocados, nuts. Peanut butter. Just eat high-calorie dense foods as long as they're whole foods and healthy. Eat as much of it as you want. Your metabolism will just speed up, burn off all those calories because they're healthy calories. But if they're unhealthy calories, yeah, he's vilifying food. Imagine Abby Sharp. She'd have a field day with this guy. He vilifies all certain foods. I've seen his other posts. I've read them. He vilifies foods. No. Oh, 7 foods not to eat. No sugar, no bagels, no this, no that. No. You can't have those foods. More views for more views. Telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. You need to hear this. If you eat healthy food, but you eat too much of it, you're going to get fat. If you eat shit food and you don't eat too much of it, you're going to lose weight. Calories in, calories out. CCO, some people like to call it. Calorie surplus, you get fat. Calorie deficit, you lose it. That's how it works. Because the metabolic rate goes up when you eat more. However, you don't need excess calories to gain weight if that food is processed junk. What? I'll read it one more freaking time. You don't need excess calories to gain weight if that food is processed junk. That means you don't need extra calories to gain weight if it's from junk. That means if you eat junk food, if you're in a deficit, you're gonna gain weight. It means you can get fat in a deficit if you're eating processed foods. So he's saying if you eat processed foods, even in a deficit, you can gain weight. No! If you're in a deficit, you're losing weight. Doesn't matter if it's processed food, salmon, nuts, Twinkies. The doctor is wrong. Why would I make this video? Why would I post that? You think I cherry-picked this information? Do you think I have an ulterior motive? That I just hate this guy? I want to just trash this doctor. No, people send me these things. People send me these clips in the DM say, Coach Greg, I read this guy, and it's embarrassing. You will start gaining more fat, especially inside and around your organs, even if there is no change in your calorie intake. So if you eat processed food like Smart Pop popcorn, you're going to start storing fat all in the insides. This is what's going to happen. I think he thinks that probably Coach Greg, because I eat so much processed food. You guys know my diet. So much processed food. I probably have so much fat on the inside. I just lean on the exterior. All my fat is hidden inside my body somewhere. That what he's suggesting? What is he suggesting here? Is it possible for someone to overeat salmon? I guess. He seems to say, well, it's physically possible. It's possible that Arnold Schwarzenegger rings my doorbell in the next 3 seconds.
Put that cookie down now!
Nope, Sam is eating too much salmon. It's possible. I suppose it's physically possible, maybe, but it doesn't really happen. But is that actually happening in the real world? Not that I've seen. He thinks that in the real world, no one's overweight from eating whole foods, or healthy foods even. Imagine if I switched my diet from how I eat right now, from my cookbook, low-calorie dense foods, popcorns and wraps and protein, ice cream. You've seen the videos. Imagine I went from that to, I'm just going to follow this doctor's advice. I'm just eating whole foods. This gonna be fun. I get for breakfast 6 whole eggs, half pound of bacon. And for lunch, I think I'm gonna have probably a pound of salmon, maybe I'll eat some potatoes and other whole foods. A hamburger, steak, fish. All whole foods. Does he think I'm not going to get fat? I will get fatter for sure. Every single day I will put on fat. If I'm eating more calories than I burn, I will get fat. It doesn't freaking matter.
It doesn't matter
if it's from salmon or Twinkies. If I eat too much, even if it's healthy, I'm going to get fat. The reason our society is obese is because we're eating too many calories. Does the quantity of calories matter more than the quality? If it's in regards to weight loss, quantity of calories, that means how many calories you're eating is more important than the quality of calories. Not talking about being healthy. Never said it's healthy to just eat Twinkies. Never said it's healthy to just eat pizza. Never said Jarrett, the guy that lost all the weight from the Subway thing, he was eating just Subways for a year. Never said he was healthy for doing that. But it's the quantity of calories that decides if you're losing weight or not. Quantity. What about the quantity? Well, why is that somewhat important? Because of this. If you're eating all sugar and crap, processed foods, for example, a lot of those are trigger foods. You start eating ice cream, Haagen-Dazs, I'll just eat 3-4 bites. Yeah, I decide I want 40 bites. It's so freaking delicious. Highly palatable foods. They taste so good. The sugar and the fat in combination, it triggers us to want to eat and never stop. You eat till you can't stop. Trigger foods. Cereal, for example. I start eating cereal, I can't stop. I just want it too much. So I avoid eating trigger foods. High sugar foods often are trigger foods. High calorie dense foods, often trigger foods. Be careful. Even if someone does overeat real food. I hate it when you say real food. Real food is salmon, and Twinkie isn't real food. Food is food. It's not a fake food. If it has calories, it's a real food. I hate having real food. When I put in a Smart Pop popcorn in a microwave, is that a fake food because it's got all these artificial chemicals on it? The hormonal changes are vastly different than if someone overeats processed food. For example, when consuming real food, our hunger/satiety hormones work appropriately, but if we eat processed food, this can lead to leptin and insulin resistance, hormonal dysregulations that lead to overeating and fat storage, respectively. You're wrong. If you just overeat real whole foods, it doesn't mean your hunger hormones just shut off. If that were true, all I'd have to do to lose weight is start eating all whole eggs and bacon. It's all real food. You're going to debate me with that? Bacon and whole eggs. Steak and eggs. Salmon and whole eggs. If I just eat salmon and whole eggs and I eat it, then I'm not going to be hungrier later. Even if I eat too many calories, I'll never be hungry because my body just says, nope, because you ate whole foods, we choose to never make you hungry ever again. Imagine if it was that easy. Oh, I want to go on a diet. All you got to do is eat real foods, whole foods, and your body just shuts off. You'll never be hungry ever again. It's shut off. The hunger hormones shut off. So if you overeat real food in one sitting, the body's full and will typically compensate by eating less later on in the day. This doesn't happen with processed foods. Because the calories don't actually mean calories. So I guess there's a good calorie and there's like a bad calorie. And if you eat a good calorie, you never get hungry ever again. But if you eat a bad calorie, you get hungry later. Last I checked, a good calorie and a bad calorie is the same calorie. How do you calculate how many calories are in a food? They actually calculate. There's this many calories in this many calories in that. If you're in a surplus, you're gaining weight. If you're in a deficit, you're losing weight. Some of these foods are going to make you less hungry than others. Why do you think I developed my cookbook the way I did? Do you know how hard I've dieted in my life? Do you know how much I've suffered to get into conscious shape? Do you know how I've tried to get the easiest way to do it? You don't think over 25 years of experimentation, I've come up with the best way that works and I've coached thousands of people? But you're going to take this guy's word over mine because he's a doctor, because he has MD in the title? Eat real food so you don't mess up your hormones that cause you to overeat and gain weight. Stop focusing on quantity or total calories. Start focusing on quality of your calories. So what he's saying is, if you eat whole foods, you can eat as much of them as you want because your metabolism will speed up and your hormones will change and you'll lose weight as long as you eat whole foods. What I'm saying is, he's full of shit. He's telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. I want to hear I can eat all the freaking bacon and eggs and hamburger and salmon and nuts that I want. I'd love to hear that. Love to hear that. It's not true. I'm going to eat all those high-calorie dense foods. They're great for bulking. If you want to bulk up, they're actually great. So if they're great for bulking up, high-calorie dense foods, how can it be good for not gaining weight? They're great foods for bulking up, but this doctor here is saying eat the bulk up foods to stay lean, to lose weight. Bulk up foods are not good to lose weight. Kind of the opposite is what you need to eat. So some of the comments below, remember this is all deleted now. So if an average person eats 6,000 healthy calories, he or she won't gain weight. You have to be kidding me. And of course, the doctor then says, hey, you're missing the point. Healthy food doesn't cause you to be hungry, so you won't eat 6,000 calories. Focusing on calories is wrong because it tells people to focus on eating low-calorie foods, which tend to be the worst at promoting hunger and hormonal issues. I can certainly eat 6,000 calories of avocados and nuts, both widely considered healthy foods. I agree healthy foods are better, but I grew up in a homeschool community where all the moms eat ultra-healthy, but at most are overweight because they neglect the calories. See? What's the next comment? It's easy to clear 1,000 calories of peanut butter, a healthy fat, in a single sitting as you lather it onto your higher calorie dense fruits like bananas. Dumping loads of dressing and avocados and healthy oils into my salad to make it taste better are easy ways. I do agree with you to a certain extent, doctor. Most people that get fat are always slamming their bodies with garbage foods that are calorie dense and highly processed. Sure, yes. Agreed. I agree too. But still, the ultimate dictator of fat loss or fat gain is a surplus of energy regardless of the quality or source of food. Obviously, this guy's comments nail on the head. I wouldn't have said it better myself. It's as if Eduardo is Coach Greg. So what does the doctor respond with? He must say, yeah, I agree, right? Let's see. Tell that to those who eat low-calorie diets and still can't lose weight because of their hormones. Hormones. They're on low-calorie diets. They're in deficit, low calories, but because of hormones, they can't lose weight. Yeah, because blame hormones. Probably cortisol. Remember? That's what it's always cortisol, right? Hormones control weight gain, which control calorie intake and storage. Hormones, not calories, in bold. Hormones, not calories. I have to scream it because it's in bold. Hormones, not calories. That's why you gain weight. Hormones. It's not the calories. It's hormones. So it's a hormone surplus, not a calorie surplus that causes you to gain weight. Hormones, not calories, is what we should focus on. And it's the quality of our food that determines the functioning of our hormones. Sorry, doc, but you're wrong. You're telling us what we want to hear, not what we need to hear. We want to hear it's not our fault. It's not our fault. I went on a diet and I didn't lose weight. It's not my fault. It's hormones' fault. Not mine, hormones. I starved myself. I didn't lose weight. Hormones' fault, not mine. What the real answer is, it's your fault. You're not in a deficit. You need to move more or eat less calories to lose weight. Of course, genetics plays a large role in this. Genetics decides how many fat cells you have, the hormones that are making you hungry, therefore causing you to want and choose to eat. That's right, choose to eat. You can choose to put the fork down or choose to keep forking in more calories. It's even harder to lose weight if you're eating high-calorie dense foods like nuts and peanut butter and salmon. Oils, and yes, those are healthy foods, but it's harder to lose weight eating high-calorie, healthy foods. Losing weight doesn't necessarily mean healthy. I never said it's healthy to have a Twinkie-only diet, but if you are in fact in a deficit, you will lose weight. Can't argue with science, can't argue with the law of thermodynamics. Sorry, it's physics. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IP Pro. Blooping up 2 videos. Be sure to follow All About Allie. That's right, my girlfriend. All About Allie. She's got a new YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. And until next time, I am out.